Alrighty, we are live. I think I moved the focus. Should be getting a new webcam upon Friday. It should be arriving from the Amazon. So, looking forward to that. This is the Ramsey Show Aftershow show, and as usual, we're waiting just a few minutes for the chat to fill up with hundreds of people. Hopefully, at least 5. That would be fun. The Ramsey Show YouTube video just ended, and so sometimes it takes peeps a minute to get over here. So then we'll start. I know what I can do right now is I can pull up my notes, so I will be ready once that happens. Ellie, I haven't even looked at it yet, so I wouldn't be able to talk about it. I was going to look at it when I got home. So we can certainly do that tomorrow if you want to be like an example. What up, Tina? If you want to share with the class, we can do that tomorrow if you're available, or we can do it the next time you're available if you would like to share your situation. Alrighty, that is a good question, AJ. Always make sure armor for beatdowns is in your budget. Otherwise, you got to take them without the armor. It'll be rough. How's it going, Susan? Thanks for joining us. Ellie says she doesn't mind sharing. I might even be able to fish out the other numbers that I was missing. Ellie is one of my coaching consults this week, and so that's why she is talking to me about her stuff. And Sydney's here finally. So Sid, Bill was up to his usual tricks on my comments on videos, so I did ban him. So if he comes on in on obviously a different name, you can do what you think is best. All right, Sid, what are you at work or something? Gosh, that is crazy. I asked my daughter to come in here today to the chat to join, but she is off. I mean, she's working today, so she cannot do that. What up, Joe? So perhaps tomorrow. And I'll cover it again later, but we're going to continue playing that game on Twitch and YouTube tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Alrighty, we're 3 minutes 42 seconds in, so let's get started. Sid says, not all of us start our 12-hour workday at 4 a.m., but you should. Alrighty, and Joy's not here yet. Assume she comes at all, but this one's for her. Everybody's working for the weekend. Everybody wants a new romance. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody's going off the deep end. Everybody needs a second chance. Oh, do 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 do. Live from Columbus, OH. It's the Ramsey Show Aftershow show, where we talk about the Ramsey Show YouTube chat, and people in it, and all things financial. I'm your host, Coach Steve Money, and joining me today as moderator is Sydney, and she may call. I think she's working this week, so No call-ins from her, but she's there in the chat, as you can see. You can schedule a free coaching consultation assessment by emailing your contact info to coachstevemoney@gmail.com. You can reach me on the Grump, that's Instagram, at Coach Steve Money, no spaces. If you'd like to donate to the channel so I can make it better, you can do that at the URL paypal.me/CoachSteveMoney. Or you can just go to PayPal and say send money and then put in my email address, which is coachstevmoney@gmail.com. And it will still get to me. But you can go to the direct URL to do it. It's paypal.me, as in not you, but me. PayPal.me/CoachSteveMoney. All right. What up, Judy? If anybody, let's see, if anybody has any questions or comments or anything like that, you can go ahead and, thanks for the IOs. You can go ahead and type them in while I talk a little bit. Any questions or comments, they're always made better by Steve. You should bring up donating to the channel with a good old Dave Ramsey endorsed giving segment. Ha! I don't know that I would. I don't really qualify as charitable giving, I don't think. So I don't know. I'll have to ruminate on that there, AJ. Ruminate can be the word of the day. And that that song "Working for the Weekend" by Loverboy was for Joy, because as of today she had not heard of that song. Let's see. Today's Ramsey Show hosts were Dave Ramsey and Anthony O'Neill. And a reminder that the $10 book sale is going on through May 31st. That's 7 more days. And the Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey and Debt Free Degree by Anthony O'Neill are two that I have read and recommend highly, highly, highly. Alrighty. I'm going to keep talking. If you have any comments or any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. If you're wondering where Bill is, I think he's working some today, but I also banned him on his Build a Stud name, so because he was a bad boy on my comments. He just cannot help himself. Market report. Market was up nicely today. Bitcoin gained some today, but it's still at around 40% short of its record that was set April 14th. So that's 6 weeks ago. It set its record, and since then it dropped more than 40%, but now it's back up to 40%. So, and this is what Dave Ramsey would refer to as volatile and too risky. And so that's why he's not playing cryptocurrency reindeer games. Ellie prefers the song London Calling. That's fine. That is the Clash, right? And Tina, the Queen of Sheba there with the 3 money bags. All righty, let's see. Oh, our good friend Liss was in the Ramsey Show chat earlier today. She hasn't been in there as much, busy with work, I think, is what the thing. Yeah, what the issue is, and obviously work is good because bags, but it's always good when former regulars visit. All right, 3071. What do you think I should do? We can't be more than 25% for monthly mortgage. That's correct. Not if you're following Dave's plan, you can't. At 40% down payment, that puts us at $353K house, which you can't find anywhere here. Any suggestions? Move away from there or get a higher paying job. So yes, if that's the California or that's the New York City, or if that's somewhere else that's crazy, like the DMV, which is DC, Maryland, Virginia, that area right there, Northern Virginia, that area. Yeah, Time to move. Or get a lesser house. You can always do that. A lesser house in some of those places if you can find it. So, yep. See if we get any comeback from that. Denver, yeah. I mean, if you can't get more money and you can't find a decent enough house to live in, I mean, maybe you're not looking in the right spots. You can check to see if any. I don't know if they're have done any foreclosures or something like that. You can look for that. You can look for like a fixer-upper type of thing, or something. But moving would work if you can maintain that income elsewhere. All right, let's see. I do have a correction. I've been saying that Ghostbusters Afterlife is coming out June 11th. It was originally slated for July 2020, and then it was pushed to June 11th, but it has, I think for a while now, been pushed again to November 11th. And so I'm sad about that, very sad. And I just found out about that because I think I just Googled it, and on the first page off to the right side, it still says June 11th, but November 11th on that. So, well, I wonder why not. I guess the big Thanksgiving into Christmas is why they didn't do in time for Halloween, since it's Ghostbusters. I'm still very, very excited about Quiet Place Part 2 this weekend with my son. We always get the back row middle seats. We go to the theater that has the recliner seats on it. They're awesome. Let's see. What else did I want to say about that? Anything? Maybe it'll come to me. I still haven't put my piece of paper down here where I could write like a word of something that I'm thinking of if I'm not saying it right that second. Ellie says Cali has affordable housing in places in the desert. Sure. Or the desert. Maryland, a few affordable areas left, she says. Looking better than Central Texas. I heard Texas was full, Ellie. Tina says Friends reunion this Thursday. That is correct. So that's on the HBO Max. AJ says he lives in North Houston and housing is insane right now. Sorry, muted for the cough there. I don't have a cough button where I can just go beep. Got to click it. AJ said he couldn't afford to buy his house today. Glad you bought 6 years ago. That's right, sir. That's right, sir. Yep. You buy when you can afford it. Even in this market, if you can afford it, we can buy it. And by afford it, we mean by Dave Ramsey standards, which is at minimum 10%. If it's your first house, 10% down payment. If it's not your first house, 20% down payment. And the monthly payment should be no more than 25% of your take-home pay, of your net pay. Use your net pay to determine house cost, because that's less money, so you have less house, and you use gross pay to determine investing percentage, which is 15% of net. I mean, of gross. Sorry. Oh, let's see. When I muted myself, I got rid of my notes. There they are. Let's see what we got. Yes, Texas is full. Ellie says. AJ says nothing to see here. Keep going to Florida. Ellie doesn't want to afford it, so there you go. That's that. I need to stop playing with those screws. I think I was doing that the other day as well. I need to put those away. All right, so let's have a channel update now. For those of you that don't know, if you've watched already, appreciate it. I added a food review on a new wings/tenders restaurant franchise in Columbus. And I also began live streaming playing a co-op game called It Takes Two with my 24-year-old daughter on Twitch and YouTube at the same time, broadcasting them both. Trying to even the Ramsey show is on Twitch now. There's not as they just I think they just started it last week. I think, and there's not that many people there, but hopefully they'll get in there eventually. Those crazy kids watching other people play video games. And we will be continuing Wednesday night at 8 p.m. That would be today's Monday. Yeah. So that will be 2 nights from now, Wednesday night at 8 p.m. And we'll have the chat going. So if you're not busy, certainly drop by. You can watch us play video games. You can ask us questions. And, of course, we can talk about financial stuff if you'd like. Let's see. All these schools are in good areas where housing is insane. Would it make sense to go 40% just to be in the good school areas? Well, it's 40 good to make 40%. But again, you got to decide how good the school actually is. Your child could easily have a problem in a good school as well as a slightly lesser school. Thought somebody was outside. They are not. Joe says he's putting about 2% of his take home on the mortgage, but a good chunk of that is just extra. That's excellent. Matty Bags, welcome to the chat. He's been here before, but I'm just saying welcome for today. Yeah, define good school, and Sid puts the quotes in there. Yeah. Matty Bags says he got his son Caden playing Mortal Kombat early 90s version. That's awesome. Bella and I were talking about my games that she played when she was like 5 or 6 years old. I think it was like she, just like, obviously she didn't know what she was doing, but she just like walked around and stuff in World of Warcraft and stuff, and may have played some Tomb Raider with my assistants, that kind of thing. Matty Bag said he loves the Mortal Kombat. Yeah, that's one I never got into, but I mean that one actually made a lot of money. I used to work in arcades, and so. Ellie says housing is insane in Austin, and the Austin independent schools suck, but is what she said. So that doesn't determine the schools. Yeah. And Bill J is hidden again. Got him. Yep, and Bill Old again. As I said, he was not very good on my comments. After being told, he was told some rules today, and it took him about 2 seconds to break them, as I figured he would. So there you go. So there may be some retaliation. He'll try to come in on a different name. He'll probably give me some downvotes and stuff, and try to do more bad comments or whatever. So we'll see how that goes. It can't be if it's like bad language or stuff, like YouTube automatically flags it and waits to review it before they post it. But if it's just nonsense, I'll see it when it comes in and delete it. Yeah. So we're gonna keep trying. Bella and I are gonna keep trying to play other games once we're done with this one. So we're going to try to make that a recurring thing. And I'm always looking for other things. The food review, I just happened to get a free dinner there, or a free chicken tenders meal. There, you could get wings, but I don't like wings because I don't. That's too high maintenance for me to try to eat around the bone and the gristle and stuff like that. It's not my deal. Oh, let's see. Maddie remembers the first time he played Halos with his cousins. Didn't have a clue what I was doing. Yeah, got killed within 10 seconds. Yeah, that's what happened to kids. Prices of houses will probably come down at some point, but we don't know when. You don't try to time it. You wait till you can afford it, under Dave's suggestion. Under his requirements as far as the down payment and the monthly payment. AJ says he'd rather his kids being around other children whose parents are also influencing them to have good test scores. Sid says there are clubs and extracurriculars that can help your kids find friends who care about their school also. I promise you won't be the only parent who cares in the whole school. That is 100% certain. Yeah, Susan. I mean, theoretically, eventually they would come down, but don't know when. Don't know when. Ellie guesses 18 months, but that's just a guess. And the foreclosures have to start happening first. And I think pretty much everywhere is still on no foreclosures. Speaking of that, what do I have on that? Some Pandy-related stuff. At least 120 individuals have been charged with fraudulent PPP, that's Paychecks Protection Program, schemes. Fraudulent PPP schemes. And if there's 120 that have been charged, I wonder how many have done it and not been charged. 3071 says frustrating to be early 30s, no debt, making $130K a year and $700 $900K is average 3 to 4 bedroom house. Well, that's it's the business you've chosen in Denver there. So, you gotta find a cheaper house there. Don't pay attention to the average one. You got to get a cheap one if you're going to stay there. Ellie says New York has a butt ton of foreclosures. I did not know that. Sid suggests go for 2.5 times your whole household income for a house. Falls in Dave's guidelines. And wait for the foreclosure sales. Sid, normally spot on with the good advice. Normally. I'm trying to remember a time she was wrong about something. I don't call her Sid Action-y for nothing. Let's see. We had a bunch of OH people in the Ramsey show today with a debt-free scream and some callers, including one from Akron, where LeBron James is from. Peloton will invest $400 million to build its first U.S. factory in Troy Township, Ohio. It'll break ground later this summer and hopes to be producing equipment by 2023. Peloton expects it will bring more than 2,000 jobs to the area, and the company has seen heightened demand, and overseas shipments have been delayed, probably by our good friend the Pandy. And in case you have no idea what I'm talking about, it's just a fun, cute name I have for the pandemic that I stole from some podcast. Matty Bags wants to know what my sick and tired moment was. He would love to hear my story. I didn't really have like one like Dave describes, like someone where it's life changing. My problem is that I just heard this advice so many times and didn't do it. And finally, I was paying bills one time, and I said I don't want to do this. I want to keep this money. And so that's when I talked to my wife at the time, and she agreed it was a good idea. And so we got debt free, 72,000 in 3 years, and and that way it also made the eventual divorce easier because then we had no debt to split up when we did get divorced. So, and we have a good relationship still. We get along very well. Amazon is nearing a deal to buy MGM, who does the Rocky and Bond films. The latest one, No Time to Die, pushed back to October 8th due to the pandy. Here's the pandy again for you. Billie Eilish has the theme song to that, which was already released because the song in the movie was supposed to come out right at the time when everything closed. So, and actually, Billie Eilish, she started a world tour, and she did the first date in Miami, and then that's when everything closed. Fun times with the pandy. And you have Drew Lock as QB. Things just aren't going your way. AJ Davis getting the NFL digs in. Susan says she needs a bigger shovel. It would help all of us. Thank you for coming in the chat and watching the show today, 3071. Appreciate it very, very much. And as far as you and the rest of you, what do you mean, you people? Like the video, please, and subscribe. And if you've already done either of those or both of them, thank you so much. That's how things get done in the YouTube world. I already have the new mic, so my sound is better, and I'm getting a 1080p camera. Should be arriving on Friday. Got to get down on Friday. Sid says, might have been a more bitter divorce if you had debt to split. That much is certain. Easily possible. Easily. Instead, we just had a little bit after we sold the house, basically broke even on the house. We had just like a little bit in checking to split. Let's see. AJ says his dad had his truck in his name. His dad had AJ's truck in his name. Went to refinance into my name for like $10K, and the bank said I couldn't afford it, even though they saw I had paid the last $12K of the loan. Yeah, banks. Any best practices for buying foreclosure? You just gotta look. You just gotta find the good ones. Just gotta find the good ones. I mean, and they're like listed on Zillow and stuff as well. So they have I think you can even search by foreclosures, if I'm not mistaken. LA, as far as foreclosures, says have extra money for the crap broken, because sometimes people dump concrete in the drains and you got to replace it. That is not fun. That would be something a bitter person would do. But then AJ heard about Dave talk about people investing in the stock market, making 10% returns with 7% loans on vehicles, so they're making 3%. Exactly. What about? No, I'm going to keep paying. I'm going to keep paying on this. I'm not going to pay it off so I can invest more in the market, and then they don't subtract the interest they're paying on the vehicles. So they still think they're making 10% returns. Yep. And AJ was like, that's annoying as all hell. I cashed out my investments and paid off my truck that day. I don't know that I did a good impression of AJ, but that's sort of what it sounded like in my mind. Yep. Alex says, people, if you get foreclosed on, don't trash the place. It isn't the next person's fault. It says, like, when people know their car is getting repo, they spray paint it, rip the seats, smash the windows. Yep. It's almost like they got cheated on by Carrie Underwood's ex-boyfriend or something like that. That went horribly awry, but you guys get it. Her song, Next Time He Cheats, where it proves that it's okay to do destruction of private property if you're a female that's been cheated on. It's okay in that case. No charges will be filed, right? Diet Coke, please sponsor me, or at least send me just one of these a month. It would be great. Did I do all my stuff? I did. Oh, I have a special offer ongoing. Because I'm currently in the Ramsey Preferred Coaching Boot Camp program to see, and then we'll see. They'll determine if I'm worthy enough of being Ramsey Preferred, in which they send referrals, people that call them, and asking for coaches. They dole them out to Ramsey Preferred coaches. The special offer is the first 5 requests. Let's see. I think I got three left of those requests. Get the normal free financial coaching consult assessment plus a second coaching session if it's needed, also for free. Again, email coachstevemoney@gmail.com with the contact details, and we will work that schedule out and also tell you what numbers I need from you ahead of time. Ellie said she considered being a coach. So did I. And when the Biden bucks came in, the second stimulus, I was like, oh man, if I don't take this money and do it now, I may never do it. And the weird thing is that if I hadn't started the coach training, I don't know that I'd be on YouTube talking to you right now. So, and I love Dave's advice. Obviously, it's helped me out a great deal. And I love running my mouth on YouTube to anybody that will listen. So I'm always trying to think of new content. Today, I uploaded a 1-minute video that explained what to do if you get a pre-approval for a credit card, a pre-approved credit application in the mail. And that's a 1-minute video, and that's on there as well. Now, I have a bunch of stuff on there. I have music videos that I recorded on a VHS camcorder back in the 90s of my favorite band, Thrillcat. They're on there. I do computer repair for a living, and there are some computer stuff on there. There's a bunch of video game stuff on there. Some Madden football stuff as far as like a new roster with all the new people in it that you can download for free before the new game comes out that EA will put in it. But you can put the new people in last year's game, which makes last year's game fun again after you played the same game for a while. Oh, let's see. What else? Did I forget anything? I've done I mentioned the food review that I did. I might do some of that, but I tend to not get a bunch of different stuff all the time. I did get a frozen pizza that was on clearance for $4, so it's like an $8 frozen pizza. I think it's Chicago style, and it was like sausage and pepperoni or something like that. So I thought, I'll try that. So I don't know. Maybe I'll film that, and if it's anything special, I'll post that as well. Oh, you like that, Sid? Thanks. Appreciate it. Ellie says, appreciate it. Could use a cheerleader since there's a long stretch of debt payoff. It is, but Ellie, you've come in, and we can talk about this more when we do your segment if you want to do that sometime this week or next. You guys have paid off so much. I don't remember the exact percentage, but it seemed like a lot. It seemed like, what, 80% or something like that, I think. Yeah, 2-3 more years. Paid off a lot of debt. Let's see. Was there anything else? Oh, again, you can add me on the Instagram at Coach Steve Money, no spaces in between those. And you can donate at the URL paypal.me/Coach Steve Money. Or you can just go to PayPal and say, and click on send money and put in my email address, coachstevemoney@gmail.com, and it will still get to me both ways. Please like and subscribe again. As I said, I can't get monetized until I get 1,000 subscriptions and 4,000 hours watched in a 365-day time period. And I am I want to say 41 subscribed. It'll go back down to 40 probably when Bill unsubscribes again. So that's where that is. And I want to say coming up on 200 hours watched. And this is episode 26. And this is, I think, I put on the Throwcat music videos first, I think. And then a couple days later, I did my first Aftershow, which was episode number 1. Yeah. And now today is number 27, I believe. So that's not bad. Just need to get more content, and doing this every day helps. So yeah. Oh, the reason I didn't say in the Ramsey Preferred Coach boot camp that I'm doing right now, it's kind of like a homework assignment. I have to get 20 no's. People telling me, no, I don't want you to help. I don't want to talk to you about my finances. I don't want you to help me with my finances. You got to get 20 no's and actually coaching 5 people. So that's their assignment. And you got to do that to move forward in the program. Oh, Margaret said, what's the question? And I instinctively thought it was Bill saying I have a question, because he always says I have a question. He doesn't just type out his question. He says I have a question. Obviously, I'm gonna miss him, but too much trouble. Yeah, look at that, guys. Somebody do the down to 13%. Yeah, of the debt it was. If you're not seeing the chat, Ellie started with $590,611.40. Those cents are important to the people that paid it off. And today she owes $77,870.63. So it's she's down to 13% of what she did have. So Sid wants to know if she goes by the nickname Peggy. AJ says, Steve, I don't want you to talk to me about my finances. I kind of do, though, but for the sake of it, no. Hey, if you do, AJ, you could be one of the 5 still. I still have openings. So either way, you let me know which one you're going to be, a no or you can participate. Unlike Bill, I can't participate. And so let's see. Ellie started paying that debt when she got married in 2012, and she found Dave in 2018. That was good that you started paying debt before you found Dave. And it's Marks, not Peggy. Why would it be Peggy? Is Peggy related to Margaret somehow? The name, I mean. AJ said it's okay, or Ellie said to AJ, it's okay. You can look at our stuff and make fun of our bad choices. Yeah, well, I don't think anybody's in here that hasn't made any bad choices. Generally, the Ramsey chat is going to be your bad choices Hall of Fame. Usually, is who's in there. Which is why I said to Bill, I guess I should stop talking about him because it's like I'm obsessing with him just about as much as he's obsessing to me. But I told him in the Ramsey chat earlier before I banned him on here, which I think we'll still be able to see his messages on the Ramsey Show chat. But anyway, I was telling him crud. I should have written it down. Let me look in the chat and see. Every bad choices. I have no idea where I was going with that. I told him something. I can't remember. Oh yes, I told him because we're a Hall of Fame of bad choices people. I said the Ramsey Show chat is a place where people are trying to get their lives together, and he goes in there and trolls, and that's disrespectful. So anyway, perhaps he will stop being obsessed with me, and I'll stop being obsessed with him, and then we can move our separate ways. So, y'all, life happens. AJ was held up. My quote's not his. Held up in a bar for a good 5 years of my life. I've made bad choices. That much is certain. I never had that to deal with. Just stupid financial stuff. Alrighty, let's see what time we got. 6:46 p.m. on the old computer clock there. So I guess I should stay in frame instead of getting smaller and smaller. If you have any, you guys are commenting away. Appreciate it. If you have any questions or something I can talk about, I'd appreciate it. Till then, I'll be content reading your own stuff. Ellie says, never let irresponsible people have a power of attorney over you in your military because they may clean you out and rack up debt in your name. Why would you have that, Ellie? Was it because both of you were overseas and it was easier for them to do stuff in America? What's up with that, if you don't mind sharing? What's up with that? Woo, that's from Saturday Night Live. Awesome, AJ says. I was so tired of trying to figure out my way, it's his quotes this time, of doing things. So it was so good to have 7 easy steps. Then all I need to do is follow the plan. That's right, AJ. That's right, AJ. AJ, what? You mean you don't need a more sophisticated plan? 7 easy steps are good enough for you? A lot of people need something more sophisticated. Ellie said her husband's parents, end quote. So, okay. Had a lifetime POA when he joined the Marine Corps. Most military family, yeah, have that so people can pay their bills. So it was his parents or guardians or something? Yikes. Any rants today from Dave? I don't think there was rants, was it? I mean, he talked about somebody brought up forgiving student loans. I don't think he went off today. 100%. That's right, AJ. 100%. That's Bert Kreischer does that like that. There's probably if you YouTube Bert Kreischer 100%, it probably shows that. They on one of the podcasts he's on, they sell T-shirts which has his face on there and going 100%. And he says that for everything. Like, you know, do you like pizza? And he goes 100%. I'm just gonna check my mail here. That's from Streamlabs. That's the guys that I use for some of my streaming, including the ones that allows me to go from or to both YouTube and what's that other thing called, Twitch, at the same time. And they want me to join the Prime one. And I'm tempted. I think it's like their special offers, $99 a year. And I'm tempted because it lets you they give you all kinds of free overlays and stuff like that, especially for video gaming, so that it looks cool. And unlike my video where I did it yesterday, it just has us in one corner of the screen. Like my webcam picture is on one side and my daughter's is on the other side. And if you get these overlays, it puts like different colored outlines on there, and you can have like any color scheme, any design or whatever you want. And there's a bunch free included. I haven't really looked at it to see if there are any free ones available without being a pro member. It's great software, but I'm not gonna buy it if I don't need to. Margaret wants to know how your birthday was. AJ, you cook, dog, and not in the Heisenberg way, right? Talking about like burgers or something. He's probably gone. Sydney she's still working. She might be busy working. I'm trying to remember what she. Oh, they're doing something to celebrate this weekend, I think, because of scheduling or something like that. Or the weekend was easier for them. Any other comments or questions? As I said, maybe on as publicity for Wednesday night's continued game stream with my daughter. Maybe I'll have her in the chat, and then you can ask her questions about me. My stream was interesting because I do a lot of talking when I play video games with my kids. And anyway, so I asked her, okay, in the characters in the game, the wife is English, from England, and the husband is American. And so I said, I wonder when they met. And she was like, well, probably at the hospital. I said, at the hospital? And she said, yeah, you asked when we met, right? And I said, no, the characters in the game. And I said, oh, sweetie, I wasn't at the hospital when you were born. So I had to explain all that to her later afterwards. But that was funny. My daughter is 24 years old. She will be 25, getting up there in October. And my son is 17. He just turned 17 in April, and he will be going into his senior year of high school coming up. So I got one more year to save some college money before he starts. Yeah, so my daughter, I don't know if she'll want to talk about it or anything, but I've given her she lives in the state up north, and so I don't have as much. I wouldn't say dominion is kind of forceful. I don't have as much influence, let's say that, over her. And I've given her the Total Money Makeover. and I think she's read some of it. And I've explained all of it to her. She didn't. I think she's taking it easy on debt, but she didn't. She kind of didn't listen on a lot of the stuff. So hopefully, though, she's another one that I'm going to be talking to if her boyfriend agrees. So because they're kind of entwined now, and so it would have to include him too. So we'll see. Any other questions or comments? We've gone 50 minutes. Margaret says her niece attends Buckeye Valley High in Columbus. How old is she? My son has never had a girlfriend. I'm sure he's a catch, just like his old man is. But I don't know where that is. I don't know where Buckeye Valley High is. This is not my town, even though I've been here for 20 years or something like that. Yeah, he just turned 17, so maybe we can work out some kind of barter system there, Margaret. Some kind of, I don't know what I have for a dowry. We'll see. I also tried to hook him up with oh gosh, what's her name? She used to come in the chat all the time. Buckeye Schumann. Her daughter is a senior this year, or was last year. I can't remember, but she hasn't been down there. Diet Coke. I'm not giving up Diet Coke. He's on his own then. Not giving up the Diet Coke. Sorry. Yeah, dowry. It's a funny word, Ellie, and a funny concept. The man's family doesn't pay the dowry. Well, I knew that, and that's good news. So I've rescinded my take on that, and I will accept any dowry, including if it's just Diet Coke. That's right. 52 minutes. I guess I shouldn't say the time because that makes it look like I'm trying to get out of here. And I should be embracing the joy because it's so fun to do this. And like I said, I mean it's really interesting, or at least to me, is that if I hadn't done the coaching, I wouldn't have thought, well, maybe a YouTube show would be a good way to promote that, especially since I guess so say I'm kind of an indoor cat, an introvert, and I don't know that many people here. Again, despite the fact that I lived here for about 20 years. What can I say in my defense? I'm here at my computer repair job 99.9% of the time, and like 0.99% or 99% of the remaining 0.001 or whatever is just my boss that I see occasionally. Most of what I do here is either remote work or it's people that bring me, or occasionally a client will bring a computer in, but a lot of times it's stuff that he brings me that that I can do faster here rather than him doing it on site. So, do I got somewhere to be? Well, I'm off work in 2 minutes, but I've stayed late before to continue the show. So, no, not trying to dish it. I appreciate you guys. I can't believe that like this many of you are still here and chatting. That's crazy. That's awesome. So again, if you're I mean, even if you don't like video games, if you want to just chat with somebody, when did I say? Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Central 8 p.m. Eastern Time. 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Ohio is Eastern Time. So is the state up north. Eastern Time. 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Wednesday night is when we'll be doing that again. It'll be live on YouTube and Twitch, so you can go to either. Also, there's this neat software. I was telling you before about the one that they want you to buy, but there's a neat software that's free that I'm using that combines the chats from YouTube and Twitch. So, like, both would be in there. How about No Schooloon Son? He's going to be that anyway. Yeah, that's out of the question. We've got plenty, I think, to pay for. I think we got enough to pay for both 2 years of community college already, and so then it's just we're just working on the 4-year college transfer for the final 2 years. Sydney has lived here. I don't know if she said where. I know where, but I don't know if she wants that public knowledge. I've met about half a dozen people that were more than coworkers, and I talked to one of them. She doesn't even live here. Right. Oh, yeah. Thanks for reminding me. That allows me to button up what I was saying about that. So that's here where I don't ever see anybody except you find people in the Ramsey chat and in my chat. And at Menards, where I work at, I talk to probably, let's see, there's Pizza Princess and my friend Jimmy and Kayan. I call him K-pop. He's always listening to music, not K-pop, but I say that to get on his nerves. Yeah, that's about it. I mean, I'm friendly with, like, some managers and stuff like that, and chat with them, but like nothing that I would consider friendly. Even Pizza Princess is she has a different definition of friend than I do. So we'll see how that works out. Sid has to fold laundry when she gets off work too, and then she gets some video games. What else besides Final Fantasy? I do not have a hot date. I would be bragging if I had a hot date. I told people the last date I had was Christmas Lady. It was in December, right before Christmas, and we went to Easton Town Center, which is a big Ritchie shopping mall, and they have a huge Christmas tree and all kinds of lights and stuff like that right outside of the Cheesecake Factory. And so we had some. We went to a taco place there, and yeah, but that turned into nothing. I mean, we seemed to like each other well enough, but she couldn't take any time away from work, and that's funny because I was working more hours than she was. So there you go. The equivalent of binge watching TV shows. Yeah, Sid. I mean, you take your pick there you pick your poison. Before getting in the Ramsey chat, working here, I was watching all kinds of shows. I was like completely caught up with so many shows. Watching occasional movie, but mostly TV shows. Then I started on the podcast. Podcasts online. And then I can't remember if I started podcasts before or after I got in the Ramsey chat. There was a while. I'm trying to remember how long I did not go in the chat and just watch the videos. That's back in the old days when you had live YouTube videos of the Ramsey Show. That's the way it was, and that's the way we liked it. But that's not the way it is now. So we just have to deal with it. I'm playing with the screws again. I need to put those away. Alrighty, yes. Ellie has her hands full. That's why she needs. That insurance. In case something happens to her, because somebody's gonna have to take care of all the Mary Poppins work there. Mm-hmm. One game's enough, Sid, probably. Because you're still doing you're doing a lot of other stuff. With your time, productive stuff, more productive than that. But that's fine. I spent plenty an hour on the World of Warcraft, and then later on the Rift, which was free to play. And then they stopped updating that, and I'm thankful because that made me stop playing it. So people are still playing it, even though nothing has changed about it. I mean, they do little events and stuff, but no big huge expansion or anything like that. Yeah. All right, that's 101. I'm into overtime here at the job, and I'm on salary, so that means I don't get paid any extra. So unless you guys have something to talk about, I mean, if I was home and I was done talking, I would just let the video keep going. You guys could chat forever if you wanted to. Ellie wishes she was Mary Poppins. I didn't see. Did any of you guys see the newer one with Emily Blunt? Speaking of A Quiet Place. I didn't see that, but I like Emily Blunt. Sid does most of the cooking and cleaning in the apartment. He works full time and handle all the meal planning, grocery list, all the the budgeting and stuff. Right. Good night, Tina. May the land of Sheba be blessed, Tina. All right, Margaret. Thank you so much for joining and watching me and supporting my channel. I appreciate muchly. Okay, so once again, you can email me at coachstevemoney@gmail.com for a free coaching consultation. And right now, if you're one of the next lucky 3, I think it is, to need a second session, that will also be free because it is homework for Ramsey Preferred Boot Camp, in which I will get either passed or not passed to be worthy to be Ramsey Preferred. If they, for whatever reason, they do tell people they can't do it, they do not pass some people. If that happens, I'm still gonna be a financial coach. I'm still gonna do this show. Nothing will change for me except I won't be getting referrals from them. So, and referrals from them with my limited knowing people, which I'm going to do it sometime this week. But my Facebook friends or my friends back in Virginia, none of them know about any of this stuff. So they don't know I have a grump. They don't know I've been doing any streaming or videos or anything like that. So, but this will be the week. That's right, Sid. Thank you for typing that in there. Andy Taylor, it's about time you showed up in here. It's late. I'm getting ready to leave, dog. Started an hour ago. I mean, we're not doing Canada time here, A boat, right? Yeah, I messed up. I did the Hollywood. It says a lot of the people that try to do Canadian accents in Hollywood do the boot instead. And that's about a good example is Kevin Smith's daughter in, oh gosh, what was that movie? I can't remember. Johnny Depp was in it. And Johnny Depp's daughter and Kevin Smith's daughter played clerks. Didn't even realize you had a channel. Oh, that's right. You don't spend that much time in the Ramsey chat, and I try not to like advertise it that much because some people that have been in there doing that kind of thing, trying to promote their channel, have gotten timed out. So I don't want that to happen. So I apologize for that, Andy. If I had known you weren't aware, I would have made you aware, dog. Thank you, Andy, for subbing. I appreciate it. Go through and like all of my videos. Watch them all, too. If you're not interested in the subject matter, just let them... Andy says I did it right there. You're correct. Even if you're not interested in the subject matter, just like let it play and then go eat dinner or something like that. Because YouTube doesn't know any better. Unless your computer goes to sleep, then I think it does know. But I appreciate it anyway. Thank you very much. Yeah, if I didn't realize you didn't know, and I'll try to I need to keep track of that, of like people that don't come in every day, but that might be interested. I definitely should mention it while they are online. That's a very good idea. That's right. This is me looking at the clock. So hope you guys noticed and appreciated that I had like 7 or 8 things on my notes today to talk about. Notice the name change. Oh, and he got curious. That's excellent. Andy, that is awesome detective work there. Good job. Good job. It was, did you ever see it being Steve Simpson financial coach? It was that for a while, and I was using that, but then I wanted to like get the name on all platforms, and Steve Simpson financial coach was too many letters, too many characters for Twitch and one other platform. I can't remember what it was, but I got this one on all platforms. So it says she can actually get her 2 job applications internally today, and internally is better than externally, I guess. Whatever means more bags for the girl. More bags and being a actual internal employee somewhere, not a 1099. She does too good of a job, I'm sure, to be kept on the outside. Ellie's mind is on Hawaiian time. What even time would that be? Would that be late or earlier? That's west, so that would be earlier. I did the math. And normally I'm horrible with geography. If you made it this long watching it, if you're not live and you made it this long watching it, you are awesome. You are probably too obsessed with me too, but I will not complain. And if you let me know you did that in the comments, that you watched the whole thing, I will obsess right back over you. Promise. Andy Taylor has an interview tomorrow with an aerospace firm. They have those in Canada? Oh my goodness. Good luck, Andy. Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Sid says internal will ask supervisor more easily. External looks more at their own promotions first. Yeah. Yep. They do. But I think you can impress them if you can just talk to them. They sell to you guys. What do you mean, you people? Particularly with the demon rats in charge. Whoa, 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 whoa. Andy getting a little political here in the last moments. All right, Andy, I start at and for everybody else. One day I'm going to figure out how to stay in frame. One day. And yeah, I mean, and that's out of focus. It'll look so much better. Hopefully, new camera Friday. But what I was just talking about was start time. Around 6 p.m., the Ramsey Show YouTube video goes over sometime, but it's normally around 6 p.m. when it ends. Normally it sometimes goes over a minute or two. So it's whenever that show ends, and then I come over here and hit go live. So that'll be 6 p.m. Eastern time. Andy Taylor, I don't know where you are in the Great White North. So yeah. Alrighty. Well, that's a minute 10. That's an hour 10, and I'm gonna call that good for today. Just trying to get a little bit of Vegas throat, even though I have my Diet Coke. Atlantic, yes. No, yes. I'll make up my mind eventually. Yes, it's so 7 o'clock your time, sir. And once again, that would be a boot. I did it again. A boat. It would be a boat. 7 p.m. Atlantic time. All right, a boat. Yeah. Sorry, just too many movies in my head. I normally get it right when I just type it in the chat. I normally have time when I'm typing it to remember. Oh, that's right. It's a boat, not a butte. Yup. All right, guys. Sid, get ready. Make smart financial. Doing it like Captain Kirk. Make smart financial decisions. And Sid usually finishes this up here. This is her own edition. That's right. Every day, she says, make smart financial decisions every day. And that's why I'm doing this. That's why I go in the Ramsey chat. That's why a lot of you go in the Ramsey chat and come here, because it reinforces it. It reinforces that you make good decisions. All right, kids. Have a good night. Coach D Money, out.